so I haven't done an update in a while and thought I would go ahead and do that because this semester, like all other semesters, just seems to have flashed by in the blink of an eye. Isn't that just what happens? I am doing lots of things. This semester I started out by writing and defending my prospectus for my DIS, and that went, as well as it possibly could have. The prospectus is sort of a weird genre, and mainly serves the function of letting your committee know what you're doing for your project and how you're doing it. So mainly I worked with my director and then had a prospectus defense with the rest of my committee, and they weren't real pleased with it. I'll put it that way, because they felt that it should have been a lot longer and that my lit review section and my methods sections weren't real well fleshed out, but I was operating under the assumption that I couldn't exceed about 5,000 words because our PhD handbook says that it's supposed to be a range of 4,000 to 5,000 words, which is really not enough space to try to describe a whole project and give exigence to it and explain how you're going to conduct it and why you're using the methods that you're using, especially when the methods that I'm using are coming out of the tech comm field and only my director is familiar with tech comm methods. So, anyway, I had a 17-page lit review that came before the prospectus, but anyway, that wasn't part of the prospectus. I kind of felt like adding a footnote, just refer to the 17-page one. So anyway, I defended that, and things went fine. I was able to move forward with my project. We have experienced a bit of a hiccup here at Virginia Tech with our IRB because there's been a lot of changes in that department. And so as a result, it took a little longer than usual, a lot longer than usual, to get my IRB approval. But I did. I actually got exemption because nobody cares about humanities research. So you can survey people and interview them and you're good to go. So I got that. I started sending out my surveys to both students and instructors in our department, instructors who teach tech writing and students who have taken or are currently taking tech writing. Got a good amount of responses, so that's nice. I've been working with 3 statistics students from the statistics department, which is really, really cool, and I feel really lucky to have had their support and their expertise as I developed my survey instrument and as I started sending out surveys, and they even helped to distribute surveys. They posted it on Facebook pages, and one of the students actually had her fiance take the survey, and then he signed up for an interview. So that was really, really sweet. And I've just been really struck by how this research is just not possible without Hokies. I mean, that sounds totally cheesy. It sounds really corny, but my research is participant oriented. Without participants, I can't do my research, and my research is, I believe that it is a feminist methodology at heart, because my intention is to help people with my research. It's action oriented research. Something will happen, something will come of this research. So to me, that's really cool. We just this week got approval from the department chair to go ahead and move forward with the lab that we're opening in fall. So we have a room in the building that we can use as sort of a headquarters for the tutoring, and that can happen in the evening when that room is not being used. And then also it can be used as a lab for just any students in the department who want to have a space to work. So that is really fantastic. And I am starting to recruit some interns to work for the lab, which is pretty cool. I have a student already who took my professional writing class last semester who's going to be working with us, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, and I've also started conducting some interviews with students and instructors. So I'd like to get some more instructor interviews. I don't have that many so far, and a lot of them might be, because we only have about 2 weeks left of the semester, so a lot of them might be kind of busy right now. So anyway, hoping to get more of those, because that's obviously a really important part of my research as well, is getting the instructor stakeholder views about this resource that I'm trying to develop and how it can help support them in teaching technical writing. Because it's a lot when you're trying to teach online. It's a lot. It's a much different way of teaching and learning. So that's something that's very much on the forefront of my mind. My assistantship, I have 2 this semester. One is I work with Carlos on the internships in the department, so that's really neat. I got to continue that from last semester. It's been awesome to work with these students. Some of them gave a presentation on Friday that I went to at the campus had what they called an experiential learning conference. So the students got to talk about their internships and how that has influenced their learning. Basically it's basically like the hands-on learning idea, essentially. So that was really neat. I was super, super impressed with their presentation skills. Oh my gosh, they were so good. So yeah, it's been really good. We're moving forward with that. Since Carlos is leaving the department, I'll be working with the sorry, I'm blanking on what she's called. The advisor for the department on those internships for the remainder of probably for the remainder of my time here. So that's super awesome, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm actually meeting with a student this morning to talk about hooking her up with the Center for Communicating Science to do an internship with them in the fall. So she's in my science writing class, and obviously that prepares her really well, I think, for working with this organization on campus. That is my other assistantship, is teaching. So yeah, like I said, I'm teaching a science writing class this semester. I initially did not exactly know what to expect, and wasn't quite sure how it would go. After working in ECP for 2 years, I felt fairly confident going into the course that I would have something to offer the students, with my background. And then also having taken the Rhetoric of Science and Technology course, I thought was also really beneficial to how I approached that class. My students conducted interviews with women and people of color who are graduate researchers on campus, and now they wrote some spotlight stories where they talked about the student and their research, and then we are going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, publishing those stories on either the Center for Communicating Science's website or the Fralin Life Sciences Institute website. So that's been really awesome. And today we are talking about their ideas for the final project, and they have some really good ideas, and I'm super excited about it. So I'll probably have more of an update about that later. Cheers.